Hey coaches, athletes, and sports fans, Coach Michael Fields back. Had a little time off. We were in season with football, so I didn't get as much put out there. If you want to find me out there, Instagram, it's Coach Michael Fields. You can also follow me on Twitter, Michael K. Fields, and you can always shoot me an email. We can set up one-on-one time to chat if you'd like. It is coachmichaelfields@gmail.com. So this week, I want to kick off some videos on building a program up to the high school level and really just getting kids prepared to feed your local high school program. And as a multi-sport coach, I've worked in 3 different states. I've worked with kids at the youth level, at the middle school level, at the high school level. I've been a program manager of a football program at a school, at a private school, where we had K through 2 flag football. We had third and fourth grade tackle. We had fifth and sixth grade tackle, seventh and eighth grade tackle. I was the program manager. I worked with the high school coaches. I was the middle school head coach at the end there. And, I worked with those lower age divisions on how to kind of implement things. So I just kind of want to share that experience, what has worked in my experience, what has been successful. And as I've moved over the last 10 years, I've taken some of this knowledge with me and implemented some of this, and it's worked at my new places here that I've been located at the last 6 to 8 years now. So one thing is relationships with coaches. One of the first things I realized, if you're a feeder program at the middle school level, if you're a youth program feeding the middle school, is build the relationship with those coaches. So if I was a youth coach, which I was in my previous place as well as here, first thing I did is, who's the middle school coaches? What are they doing? What are their expectations when the kids get there? And then when I was in middle school, it was, what are the high school looking for when the athletes get there? And this is across sports. I'm specifically going to be looking at football mostly this week as I break down some of these different things here. Scaling the playbook. That was one thing I remember in Indiana, where I'm originally from. My old high school coach, 20 years after I was out of high school, was still coaching. I set up a meeting with him. We spent a couple hours one-on-one going through the X's and O's of the playbook and kind of how can we run his playbook that he's running at the high school varsity level at the middle school at that seventh and eighth grade level. And we spent a long time, and then I had to go then take that and actually implement that with seventh and eighth graders, and then kind of working with my assistant coaches and offense and defense, right? Special teams as well. And then, we took that as far as drills. What drills are the high school coaches running? How can I run that with my young athletes? Here, where I'm currently at in Eastern Oregon, and even my previous place in New Mexico, what drills are they running? And how can we scale that down to, at that time, in some of the youth football I've coached, it was even taking it all the way down to flag before they ever put pads on. How do we work an angle drill, right? Angle tackling drill, but pulling the flag, obviously, at flag football. How can we scale it down to minimize that contact on a pursuit drill? So just kind of setting up some of those drills. How do you go through your pregame warm-up, even your dynamic stretching, kind of borrowing some of that stuff. So again, we're just getting them familiar, so by the time they get to middle school, they have a routine. By the time they get to high school, they have that routine. So we're making it easier as we get to each level, and we're kind of scaffolding, right? We're adding new things to that each year, and they're not having to relearn a lot of new stuff. So we're minimizing the amount of new things by building that foundation at the youth level, adding to it at middle school, and then getting them there at the high school level, which even then, now you're getting them ready, hopefully maybe to play at the next level. But really, at the end of the day, we're coaching beyond the scoreboard. We're getting them ready to be good citizens, and time and work ethic and attitude, and we're building those skills as well. So I'll give a few examples of this today, and then we'll dive deeper later in the week. The USA Football, I'm not endorsing USA Football. I don't get paid. I don't work for them. I like their idea of the developmental model. So that example is, they introduced 5 or 6 years ago, 8 years ago now maybe, what they call the rookie tackle. And, the state I'm in, 3 years ago, my last 2.5, 3 years ago now, when I was last involved with our youth program, I was still helping at the middle school, and then came on to the high school the next year. Was really, I kind of bought into it once they explained it to me, once USA Football talked to me, and I kind of looked at it, and I went, I kind of was doing this, but now there's a name for it, this developmental model. And football borrowed it from USA Hockey and the Olympic training program and kind of the scaffolding idea. And a great analogy was used, and that was if you think of baseball or Little League and softball even. And we start them with T-ball, right? The ball's on a tee and they hit and you kind of field a little bit and you just try to teach them to run to first base, not third base, and where the bases are, right? Basic fielding, basic throwing motion. As they move up to coach pitch, now the ball's actually being pitched into them, right? So we're adding to that ability to hit. And then, of course, we get into minors where the kids are pitching, then majors, they're kind of at that true Little League, and then juniors, then into high school, maybe some travel ball mixed in there, right? So that's that kind of scaffolding idea. With football, it's, that flag football. This is a pointy brown ball that bounces weird, right? Learning how to catch it, learning how to take a handoff, learning how to hand the ball off. That's probably really the majority of the football skills at flag football. You get the idea of plays. You can run, some jet sweep and dive and toss and sweep and whatever. We can play some defense. You can teach man-to-man. You can teach zone. Rules are so prohibitive, though. You can't get too fancy, and you're only playing 5 kids at a time or whatever. Then you get to this rookie tackle. Now they're in pads, less number of kids on the field. Most rookie tackle recommends using a 2-point stance on the line of scrimmage. I was against that at first, and I kind of thought about it, and just to get your feet right, get your hands placed right to make a block, it started to make sense as we implemented it a few years ago. Then, you're still tackling, right? So you got to teach the tackling fundamentals. We're USA Football heads up certified, tackling system. Tackling is a system, so we implemented that still with rookie tackle. We had been doing it, before we switched to rookie tackle at the youth level. This was 4th, 5th, 6th grade kind of age group. And then when they get to middle school, that same tackling system's going on, right? And they're at 11-man there. We did an 8-man rookie tackle. It's not 8-man as an 8-man football, just less number of players on the field to reduce the amount of, confusion and everything going on, limited blitzing, had to be balanced. You can't do an unbalanced look. You can't run trips or anything like that in rookie tackle. So again, though, teaching them how to block, adding on, taking on a handoff, how to defeat, a tackle, how to defeat a block, how to, drop into pass coverage. We're adding those elements into the game when you get to rookie tackle, so that when you're ready to go to full 11-man at the, 7th, 8th grade level there, you've got those basic skills. Then we can start adding in game IQ, right? This play, we run this play and it looks like this, and then on this next play we're adding in, more that game strategic, mental game and kind of that strategic element of that chess match you do as a coach. Start to teach that to your athletes so they understand you have to carry that fake out. You have to run this pattern here to, get this rub route concept, whatever that may be. So that's this scaffolding model there. Then again, when they get to high school, you're just expanding that. Same thing with the playbook. When I met with my head coach back, my former head coach, and he was the high school head coach still in Indiana, it was, coach, I'm coaching 7th and 8th graders who are going to come play for you next year. If you had, give me 6 plays that would be helpful that they know. Of course, we went through, probably 15 to 20 plays, and it's like, maybe if we can really learn these. And then I took those from my 7th and 8th graders, and I think we ran about 8 of them, 6 or 8, and then, used his passing tree, used his formation verbiage, and really just started incorporating that language in. We ran all of their base formations and then added some of the tags that they used to switch it up a little bit, and those base 5 plays, 6 plays, 8 plays, and just got really good at 4 or 5 of them, and mostly ran those and had those other 2 or 3 to add in if we needed something else in a game. Of course, then we added our own stuff on top of that to where our playbook was, 15 plays deep at the middle school level. You run that out of multiple formations, you have 45, 60 plays, it looks like, right, on film. We don't film in middle school too often. And then when they get to high school, then they've got the base package, they know the formations and the plays. And we'll draw this up later in the week. So then, it just works out really good. So then you can expand that to the full 30 plays, 50 plays, whatever you typically run, out of your different formations. And we did this here where I'm currently at, from the youth program, even with the rookie tackle, to the middle school, to the high school. At the rookie tackle level, we used the same formation names, even though we couldn't really do the exact same formation because, less players. but we still use the formation name so they get used to, you know, the tight end on this side, the receiver on that side, the back lines up here if we were in the shotgun or if we were under center. You know, using some of the tags, kind of, you know, naming, you know, if you use a number system, you know, naming the holes, the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, using the same numbering system. Same with our backs. The quarterback is the 1, the fullback's a 2, this guy's a 3, a 4, whatever. If you're an A, you know, a wing T guy, we're using a Z, an A, and a B, and a fullback. Using that same language from the youth to the middle school to the high school, that's going to help build your system. Again, with drills, I mentioned this, we would run, you know, I got this really cool pursuit drill where you have, you know, the guys lined up, and a lot of guys will do it with kind of what we call a rabbit running down the sideline. Instead of that, actually using tackling dummies and, you know, just changing the size of the drill for youth, and then adding more people involved at the middle school, and then using your full squad when you get up to the high school. And we'll go through more of this in future drills. So that's what's coming up, building a program from youth, you know, as early as kind of Pee-wee league, right? Kind of flag to rookie tackle to middle school to high school. I'll probably even touch on same ideas when it comes to baseball, when it comes to softball, when it comes to basketball, and again, building those relationships, because I've been involved with that as well. So appreciate it, guys. Again, Coach Michael Fields. Find me out on Instagram, find me on Twitter, shoot me an email. Love to talk one-on-one, love to talk sports, love to talk X's and O's, strategy, you name it, building a culture, building a program. Thank you.